mean, when I think they can't get any worse,
Oh yeah.
they constantly exceed my expectations.
Okay. So Spring said last week the sound was so good. She loved it. That was great sound last week.
We're essentially live now, so she tunes in.
Probably said the same thing. Yeah.
Hopefully we will get the same feedback.
Yes, it sounds there. She's got her phone. We were playing on it, so I was happy with all the feedback.
Wow. You're having a slow night tonight.
What is it?
8:26. Okay.
Oh, it's in my back pocket. I never put it in my back pocket, but for some reason I think it was messing up. I think I noticed it was messing up. We're running into some
Ready to go. Cat
with
comes
a phone
on.
in your pocket.
Run the background
Yeah.
off.
Turn off your cafe
Looks like
button.
secret outlet.
Leave out there. This is an intimate show.
What?
Is it
I
time?
said it'll be an extra intimate show. Yeah, it's about 5 minutes still. Yeah.
I love it. Yes, you're my
Is there anything upcoming that you want to talk about or discuss or whatever? Like, I want the history of you guys and how you guys started working together and everything, because I don't know nearly enough.
we're working on a new album.
That's cool. Are you doing it on Britain? Sweet. Love that dude.
Now he's got tape. Oh yeah.
Now he's got tape and everything. I'm super excited about like digging into all that shit. That'll be fun.
I like your band Slow Relief shirt.
Yeah, we're playing there Tuesday, so I wanted to bring it up for that or whatever. So, like, I grew up in Denton. So what's your Denton connection?
I went to UNT.
Oh, you did? Okay. Because I couldn't remember if we'd like run into each other because it's been like 20 years ago since it's fucking crazy ass times. But like, I mean, that's the whole reason why I know Centromatic and all that type of shit was because of being from Denton. That's cool. And you guys, where did you guys meet up with each other and started doing that shit? How did this come together?
Playing with me.
No, we met through Rich years ago.
Rich?
We met through Rich Russell.
Through Rich
Lonesome
Russell.
Heroes.
Through the Lonesome
He's
Heroes.
my roommate.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we met through him. I played with them
I'm
like 10 years ago or something.
yeah.
When I lived next door to the Hole in the Wall, because they were playing every week. Their bass player got a job or something. And I was like, yeah, I'll come do it. I'm just next door.
Okay.
And I've toured with them before in the summer times. Even longer ago than that. It's great. Go up to Wyoming and Montana and just hang out and play shows.
No shit.
Get paid when you get back from Rich. That was great. Go camping. We go camping during the week, like in the national parks, and then come out and play shows like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then go camp some more. started playing again. He just went to Colorado and Wyoming and played some shows. And
Nice.
then we were just kind of hanging out in the summertime. He went to New York for a few months, drove his parents back there in the summer during the pandemic. Stayed for a couple months and then came back, and we had gotten kayaks, so he got a kayak, and now he has like 5 kayaks. So instead of touring, he was like taking his friends on
Nice.
kayak trips because he has a giant van for touring, so he could fit 5 kayaks in it.
Not band members. He just takes kayaks wherever he goes.
Yeah,
It's been a blast.
he does.
It's fun.
Maybe less conversation, but more entertainment, I guess, on that road. All right. Well, I think we're at that point of. It's just going to be a real intimate show tonight. How is everyone doing? I know it's actually kind of cooler in here. It's working on it.
One of these bands off to make.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it feels good.
It feels good.
It feels good
It
now.
feels good now. It feels good.
It's good now.
It feels good now. Jage.
Okay. A little feedback. Look. All right. So we should be streaming live. So anybody is out there in La La Land, internet, virtual realities, and whatnot. Hello. Thanks for joining us. God, it's been hot. Like it's been ridiculously hot this summer already, and they're threatening to take away our power. Aren't they nice? But now we're like kind of back in it, and so I feel like I'm an overgrown, or like overweight, I should say, overweight hamster that's like now getting back on the wheel, but the wheel has stayed the same speed the whole entire time, and so it's just like I'm just being thrown around it. I'm still kind of on or hanging on for dear life, but really I'm not really running on it. I'm just like
I can relate to that.
going around in circles.
Yes.
Holding on for dear life.
How's it been for you getting back into for you guys?
I think that's a pretty good metaphor, Bonnie.
All right.
I feel you.
I keep singing on the hamster wheel.
Yeah. LOL.
Here we go again on the hamster wheel. Oh shit. Anyway, well, I will introduce everybody to this is Little Mazarn, and I'm very excited about having you guys joining me. I feel like we have a lot of mutual friends in common, and the last time I actually saw you guys play was I think down off of Red River, and you guys were opening up for San Gabriel.
Oh, yeah.
South San Gabriel, which was really cool. So I was like, I got the full effect of what you guys do, and I don't really know how to describe it other than it's just like completely your own thing. But I always ask my guests to start first. So if you guys wouldn't mind kicking it off.
Sure.
Okie doke.
Okay.
Sure.
So who makes it up, of course? This is Lindsay and Jeff of Little Mazarn. I am saying that right? Mazarn or Mazarn? Mazarn? Little Mazarn. Where does the name come from? That's how little I know about.
It's the name of a place where my mom is from.
Little is part of the name too?
It is.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Where is that from?
It's a creek near Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have spent a nice time out in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I have there was a stuffed raccoon that was like has a little fishing hole, and one of the like what are they called?
This is a very interesting story. So
Yeah.
I know.
a stuffed raccoon
Charades.
with a fishing hole.
Yeah, it was like it had like a little hat and it had a fishing rod, but it was stuffed and it had like a little lagoon on that, and it was in one of those places like the resale shops or something, and I can't think of what it's called. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Okay.
it's just a giant mall of all these different things, and every booth has different stuff in it. And one of them was this like raccoon friend that I will still go back and find on my Instagram and look at him longingly because I really wish that I bought him. But they wanted a lot of money for it, and I was just kind of like, I couldn't do it. But I have buyer's regret. Right, there you go. Remorse?
Reverse remorse, because he didn't actually buy it.
Okay, yeah. Non-buyer's remorse. This is going to be a really interesting night, I can already tell. But Hot Springs is just one of those kind of kooky places where so did you grow up there? Or is that just where your mom grew up?
My mom grew up there, and I'm from Dallas.
Okay. I'm from Denton.
Yeah.
Little D. As we always like to say.
I'm from Dallas, too.
You are?
Yeah.
So we're all like DFW babies.
We're kind of a golden triangle.
Huh.
Well, if one of us was from Fort Worth, we would.
Well, if my sister was here, she was technically born in Fort Worth, but...
Dang, I wish she was here.
My mom lives
I
in
know.
Weatherford now.
Oh, well, that counts. I actually grew up for like the first few years in Justin.
Oh, weird.
Where's that?
It's, you know where the Texas Motor Speedway is?
Yeah.
It's basically behind that. And what ended up happening is that they built Alliance Airport back in like 89. And we were on this little tiny grass strip that was near there. And they basically paid us a lot of money to go away. So thanks to the Perot family for helping us move to Denton, Texas. So that's where I spent most of my upbringing.
I think my brother worked for him back
At
then.
the
Around
Perot?
that time.
Huh.
My dad worked at Alliance Airport.
That's funny.
Full circle.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Whoa.
Mind blown.
Whoa. Mind blown. Full circle. Mind blown.
What do you got for us?
This is a song from our new album.
Is it like new because it came out this past year, or
It's not
or-
out.
Oh, it's not out. That's even better.
It's in the can.
See, that's the problem. Is that a lot of like I have a new album that's like it came out in October of 2020, which is anything that was released last year is just kind of like
Still new.
wah
Tough.
wah.
Yeah,
Like it's new-ish,
It's forever new now.
right?
forever young.
Oh no, the shoes are coming off.
Do it with the shoes. I can't do it in shoes. I have a funny story. My mom saw my old band, Some Say Leland, with my friend Dan, that he doesn't wear shoes when he plays either. And my mom's like, she's like, I saw this other band that reminded me so much of y'all because they don't wear shoes. It was Maroon 5. She was like, it's so much like y'all.
Did you ever know Chrissy Krueger up in there? She would play pedal steel, but she had a pedal steel shoe.
Oh, wow.
So she would change one shoe out so she could play the pedal steel. It was. You know what I'm talking about? That's hilarious. It just was always kind of funny. I'm like, what's the... sometimes you just don't want to ask the question, though. It's like you realize that this is going to be more complicated. I think I prefer the story that I'm coming up with in my mind.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this song is called Lightning in the Water. I wake up and I feel it. I don't wanna hurt it. I'm conscious of my movement.
Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, I've never seen. Do you call those vibes or
Oh, we call them vibes.
They're just bells. That's like a bell set.
a bell set?
Glockenspiel.
Glockenspiel. I think that's
a
what I
good
had in my
fancy
mind.
word for it. It's probably
Yeah.
not technically a glockenspiel.
See, I would have said xylophone, honestly, and that's not
Yeah.
right either, right?
Well,
Maybe.
So xylo
Mm-hmm.
in Latin means wood.
Ah,
So you
so
can
no,
remember.
because
Fun
that's
fact.
metal.
You can
Right.
remember xylophone is like a wooden one.
Oh, that's good. Good call. I don't think about things enough, and I have malaprop problems mixing things up. So,
We call them the bells, and then when he plays them with the bow, we call them bowed bells.
I just have never seen them done with a bow, so that's a really cool idea. Michael, do you rosin the bow to do that, to play that?
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
That's still necessary.
Indeed.
Well, I'm excited you guys are going to be releasing a new record. Did you find that writing being prolific during this off time, or did you find it like kind of difficult and stagnant, inspiration wise?
Yeah, I think that I was creative in a different kind of a way, and I didn't recognize it at the time. Like I was just trying to do something, and I was like, well, I'm just farting around or whatever, but I was making new songs just in a different way. So they're pretty different than the ones I've made in the past.
I feel like your approach to creating music and song is really like avant-garde in a way that and knowing too that you went to UNT actually like I'm like, oh, okay, this makes just from like
spiritually beaten down.
Well, not that part.
By the patriarchy.
I know, seriously, there's some issues there. But I meant more like, for me growing up in that town, there was always like this sort of melding of a lot of different styles and the Latin influence into a lot of music because of the jazz program and everything like that. There was just always a very large variety, and so there was a lot of like first times of seeing things, but that was sort of normalized and didn't, whereas like anyone else is like, this is weird. You know what I mean? Like my favorite person to go see at Dan's back, I mean, he's still, I hope he's going to be back at it, but did you ever see Paul Slavens?
Oh, yes.
So Paul would have this band where it was like a drummer that didn't really have a drum kit. It was like a kick, the floor tom was the kick and a random thing, and then Reggie Roofer would play fiddle, and Paul would play keys, and then they'd had a bass player that played a Chapman stick. So that was the first time I ever seen that too. So it was just like this. Wow. We're like, you're kind of looking and like, this is weird and different.
And their
okay.
sets would mostly be improv.
Yeah, you would give, like, he would pick this song by the amount of tip that was included with it, obviously. It's like, oh, I'm inspired to write this one because it was attached to a 20.
No, you would write a topic.
Yeah, you would write a name.
And you would attach it to the amount of money that you felt like would get that chosen.
Right.
And you'd put it on the stage. And if there was like a 20, he would take that first. And
yeah.
he would be like, dogs having sex with tires, and then he would make that song.
He would sit there for a minute and then make up the song on the spot, and then all the guys who didn't know what the song was going to be would then, fall in line, and they would just start improvising the song together and singing harmonies, like,
yeah.
And this was normal for Denton. So just like giving an introduction, so like that, knowing that backstory actually helps me have a better understanding of like, when I saw you guys, before I saw you perform, I just saw the instrumentation. I was like, oh shit, what the hell is this? Like, I didn't know what to expect when I see a banjo and a saw, and I'm like, I don't know where this is going. I'm a little scared. And then you guys got up there, and it was this beautiful sounds that you come up with. So I think it's this really like ethereal kind of coming together of music that's really, really beautiful, but it's definitely not from a normalized, I guess, point of view, which makes me kind of love it and dig it even more. So, and now for something that is normalized and whatever. I have a new project though that I have been working on, and we talked about it a lot last week because I had the Mastersons. But my sister and I are putting out a record, which I'm very excited about. And so I kind of wanted to start off with this song that is going to be on it. It's called Superficial World of Love.
Took me such a long time to let go of needing your touch. Now I understand you felt that I needed too much. Holding on to hurt only made it worse. Why do I need a crutch? I guess I seem frustrated, so let me take a deep breath. Nobody's at fault, I know it's not what you intend. But when I say forever, never saying never, what I really meant was the impression you left on me, it was permanent. Some bright morning when this war is over, we'll go riding and with shining armor o'er a world that's mostly superficial. I hope you will still remember I thought I'd write a letter, would explain it better, can't lay it down. Don't always see how I'm worthy, question what's good for me, I doubt myself. To tether or to sever, barely held together, could not make a sound. Sometimes you'd rather disappear than say things that you fear out loud. Some bright morning when this war is over, we'll go riding in with shining armor o'er a world that's mostly superficial. I hope you will still consider all the ways we can build together, as long as we do the work together. We don't have to be a one and only. Please, my love, say you'll remember me. It took me such a long time to let go of needing your touch.
Thank you. I feel like that's a product of having a mother who was an opera singer. I was highly influenced by that song. But I always feel like I'm trying to like rewrite the operas because I kind of think in some ways that's more like my Traviata attempt. But
It's great.
Yeah,
But
that's,
without the
We've heard your mom sing.
Yeah, we
oh,
played a
that's
gig
right.
with your mom.
That's right. You guys have
Terlingua.
done the Terlingua run.
I love that song.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just cracks me up though because it's like I feel like that is so ingrained in me on so many different levels with like theatricalness or whatever, or like dynamics in songs and all that kind of stuff. But I always got mad about the opera's storyline because it was always like the heroine dies of sadness or kills herself or something of that sort. And I'm like, no, I'm not with that part. Like, I want to rewrite that aspect always.
Did you see The Little Mermaid when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah. That was actually like one of the first CDs I ever owned was the soundtrack for Little Mermaid.
Do you think, because someone said this the other day and I really was like, oh my God, the Little Mermaid soundtrack influenced our generation of songwriters so profoundly.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel influenced by that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially like, I mean, what I also came to the realization is that I didn't really want to be a Disney princess. I wanted to be the villain most of the time.
The crab.
You wanted to be Sebastian? Wind words. But like Ursula was like such a badass bitch. And so is Maleficent for that matter. I mean, she turns into a dragon for Christ's sake. So it's like, yeah, I guess I'm not really I'm not the princess. I'm the witch. And I'm okay with that. I love that you wanted to be Sebastian, though. So you wanted to leave the orchestra and, like, be the one that was creating all of the music?
I just always wanted to be, like, one of the, like, male sidekick buddy characters.
Oh.
Like the...
But not Flounder.
No.
Yeah.
I thought he was dopey.
He was a little dopey.
Yeah.
Though I think the Sebastian in the kitchen with the chef was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It was like my first attempt of trying to like,
Zutalo.
I know, like my first French knows. I can speak French now because of the Little Mermaid. It's fantastic. So did you like develop any new like habits or hobbies or something during the pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, me and Jeff got really into kayaking. There was a while where we were kayaking every day.
That's awesome.
We went to...
That's a good like core and upper body strength kind of thing, right?
I'm not sure we were...
Not really.
I don't know if we were really in it for that. We would kayak out to this spot. We found this owl nest.
Ooh.
That we were watching this little trio of owls grow up.
Aww.
And we would kayak out there in the evening and watch them play and try to fly and
rotate their heads around.
yeah.
That's kind of like one of my favorite things, the big giant
Yeah.
eyes. And
They
then
were-
rotating all around.
They
Yeah,
had
like-
a lot of character.
Yeah.
You remember the owls?
My favorite thing, like kind of like being outdoors became like this new option for everybody. It's like it's always been there, but I mean, I've never been an outdoorsy kind of person, I guess. I'm more indoorsy than that. But like the hiking club is kind of what has been established now. And like I actually went walking around my neighborhood, but with Curtis McMurtry and his partner Dana, because he wanted to go see the owl family that used to live in the neighborhood. So that's kind of funny. So kismet, some other things. Birding.
A lot of birding.
Birding, yes.
I just feel like we just automatically turned into old people, though. Like we went past middle age, we just went and went straight to old people, like Golden Girl era for now on.
It's all right.
I agree.
Yeah. What you
I-
got?
I got really into yoga.
Oh, me too.
I became like a registered yoga teacher.
Oh, cool.
And then I like Now I'm just getting really up in the echelon yoga.
That was a necessary thing because, like, going to a chiropractor was no longer an option. So I had to do something that was going to, you know, maintain myself and stretches. They're so important.
Totally.
But let's give the people some more music, shall we?
Okay.
I could talk all night long. You guys know this about me, so.
Well, this is maybe the first song that I wrote in the pandemic.
I'm really fascinated with the saw.
I mean,
It's like what's the thing where you kind of like theremin or whatever that you kind of like.
Yeah, theremin.
It's like similar sound quality, but I feel like the saw is probably easier to play than a theremin.
Bingo. I think so too. Yeah, because you're actually touching something.
Right. It's like you
You're
can
not
kind of
just-
see how the sound's done versus like a person that's just.
Yeah, they're just
How do you even know where the
holding their
note? How do you even
hands in the
know
air.
where? I don't understand. There's like an extra magic to it that I don't understand. But that's a really cool thing. Like the closest thing. This is what I have. It's called Bebot.
A Bebot?
Well, it apparently needs to be updated, but it's like this. It's as close to a theremin as you have, and you can just sit there, and it has this little robot guy that will just sit there and sing the theremin play or whatever. But you can do it with your finger, like all around the screen.
Oh, JJ, you
that's
should
cool.
get that.
That sounds fun.
You should get that.
So it's just kind of a fun little like weirdo thing that I
Bebot?
enjoy. Bebot.
Get it.
I got that free MoGap they
Oh,
were
yeah,
giving
that
away
is-
at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I bet that's a fun toy to
Gotta
play
get that
with.
one.
It's
Yeah.
probably still free.
Well, that one was like, you have to update this to open it. And I was like, well, fuck you then. I'm not going to open you right now. That's fine. Segue into another part of our story. Anyway,
The 8-string
I'm
bass.
gonna do something wonky on the 8-string here. So.
Are we allowed to play along with you if we feel it? Yes. Or what? You
Yes, I
never
would
told
like
us
that. I meant to tell you that. I've been a little bit daunted because like before it was like so easy for me to just like I'm just gonna be able to play along and be able to fill it out and feel really good about it. Now I have like a little bit more anxiety about it, so like I'm a little scared to sit in, that kind of thing.
Oh, you want to play along with us?
Well, both ways.
That
Like,
would rule hard. You should and don't.
well, I
Don't
brought
be
the
afraid.
8-string just to be weird anyway, and I've got
Fast.
at least a couple fun pedals that I
Alright,
can mess
I'll
around
try
with.
to get down with the
Uh,
440.
It's super
so
cool.
Yeah.
we'll figure something else out.
Okay, we'll take you to the jam station.
So this was one of my projects, I guess, in some ways. So I wanted to write more on the bass in general, and that's like your original instrument, right? It's like I figured we had that in common. I had we were just talking about like stand-up bass, and like my sister's always like trying to talk me into buying another stand-up. I currently don't own one, so I've invested in things more like an 8-string bass instead. But I love this stand-up. It's just difficult to get it around. It's been kind of the biggest problem. And my hands or whatever. Like I really want to find one that has like a small neck on
You
it.
know what? Half-size basses are cool.
I've
Have you ever
tried
seen
that.
one?
Yeah, I have.
Or
And
yeah.
but I fell in love with one that was like a really thin body, like carved one, and the neck was just perfect on it. Of course, it was like $25,000 and completely out of my.
You got to get like a kid's one.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not gonna work. But that's okay. But this is the first one I wrote on the 8-string, so I'm gonna do that for you. This is it's called "It's What You Do." So just keep that in mind. It's an E.
Doing surreptitious filming.
How did we get here? Our future so unclear. Reality ain't a thing you choose. So whether the puppet or the hand that goes up it, we're in this together through and through. As I want you to give a damn, rise up, be human, and shut up and listen. Look at what you are missing. Reflect on what's inside of you, yeah. As I need you to what you do. We got problems. Accountability is one that comes down to what defines you. You can stand there in judgment or think you're above it. That only isolates you. As I know love can persevere, gotta stop giving in to fear, yeah. And shut up and listen. Look at what you are missing. Reflect on what's inside of you, yeah. As I need you to hear me, and I want you to see that joy can be found, but that depends on you. And what you do, you send out the love, breathe in the suffering. No matter what side you're on, it's worth recovering. It's what you do. So shut up and listen. Look at what you've been missing. Reflect on what's inside of you, yeah. 'Cause I need you to hear me, and I want you to see that joy can be found, but that depends on you. And what you do is what you do.
Very cool. What amazes me is like how you find the right note on a saw, because that's fucking.
It's easy because you can just ease
You
into
can-
it. There's no frets. you know?
Ah, that's true. You can just
You
slide
don't
into
have
it.
You can't tell that it's a wrong note at first because you just.
Well, what brought
Get there.
brought the saw into like the major instrument of your life, or at least in this configuration?
I don't know. I guess I just figured out how to play it, and then
It's not something you see very often, so it's just kind of like.
yeah, I had some friends that played it, and then I got one and learned it, and you know Ethan Azarian, who I played with for
Mhm.
years. We used to have it was a rock band called the Orange Mothers,
Nice.
and it was loud and dumb and great. But
I'm
you
a
know,
fan
the
of all those
drummer and the keyboard player moved out of town, and we've been doing it for so long. We didn't want to get new guys, so
Right.
it kind of turned into an acoustic thing. So now it's acoustic guitar and saw,
Hmm.
and yeah.
I love that. Like I said, I'm kind of like a fan of being outside the box a little bit, and that kind of automatically brings that into the fold.
Yeah, it's fun. And Lindsay plays cello with us sometimes too. And we have a new record probably coming out
cool.
sometime.
Awesome.
Ethan has a new album coming out, and it's great. And he's probably just going to like poop it out on the internet, but everyone should get it.
I'm just gonna be like, there it is.
He's like, yes. He's like, I don't know. But it's really brilliant.
I feel like I know so
songs
many
and-
people that's like that. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh well, look, I created stuff there. You
Yeah.
happy? Okay. I'm
But
gonna move on to my
I'm
next
telling
project.
you right now, it'll change your life. You should get it.
That's a high bar.
Yeah. I
I'm
loved
for
it.
that.
I love it. I loved being a part of making it, and I
Where'd you guys?
love the
Where did they
songs.
record it?
In Will Courtney's spare bedroom.
Huh.
Yeah, in Lockhart.
But it was just
He's
perfect.
since moved. Back
Yeah,
to,
he
he's moved to
moved.
Santa Fe again, I think.
But
Oh, I love Santa Fe.
his aesthetic was so just right.
And it's
and
like no New Mexico. You're from there.
Yeah.
It's just been. What's that?
Cheap Trick, the guy from Cheap Trick plays.
Well,
him.
actually, Nick Lowe from
Oh, yeah, Nick Lowe
Rockpile.
played him too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the first inspiration. But how I actually got this 8-string, because I was doing a duo for a little while with a drummer, and it was something that like helped kind of fill out the sound. And I was trying to play baritone guitar, and that sort of worked. But that took a lot more like brain power to think of like where the chords were. And a bass 6 was also being thrown down as an option. But I happen, again, I feel like Curtis McMurtry is going to be a running theme of tonight's show, which I'm okay with. I love his new record, actually, with the banjolele on all of it. It's really cool. But I was having a conversation with him, and his dad, James, was overhearing our conversation and of me talking about wanting to get an 8-string bass. And he's like, well, I've got an 8-string bass. And I'm like, of course you have an 8-string bass. Like, who the fuck has an 8-string bass? Anyway, James McMurtry does. And he's like, do you want to try it out? So he let me borrow it, and I just sort of fell in love with it and let me pay it off after a couple of payments and stuff on it. But so then I had to name it McMurtry just because I felt like it was the proper thing to do. My favorite thing is this little piece of tape on here that says the string, like the high and low string numbers.
Oh, that's
The
cool.
tuning.
The tuning and all that
Nice.
kind of stuff.
That's great.
He says that he didn't do it, but I want to just lie and say that it's from him. So, anyway, it's a Hagstrom.
Swedish, right?
Your guess is as good as
I think
mine.
they're Swedish. Yeah.
I would have said German, but you know, they're close.
Close enough.
Close enough. Just part of the Scandinavian, whatever. Yeah, no, I like. There's a few different people that make them, but yeah, this one just kind of like fell in love with it, and that's my little buddy now.
It's badass.
Yeah.
What you got?
Way cool.
What brought you into the banjo? Like going from like bass to banjo, or was there something in between?
I always was a little enamored with the banjo.
Mm-hmm.
And I always imagined, like, oh, you know, when my voice is unleashed, it will be banjo. But it was kind of like an esoteric thing. Like I didn't really like ever try to play it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that, and I kind of play it probably more like electric bass than anything else. If
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure your ear could
Can
attune
kinda
to
got that,
could
yeah.
hear that. But I don't really like. I'm not really that inspired by banjo playing necessarily. More.
But it's a very like, as far as like instruments that are predominantly like get a bad reputation, like banjo or accordion.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that I'm a fan of those instruments.
Okay.
But I mean, because they also can, they by themselves without amplification, they both have a lot of like power behind them, too.
Yeah.
But I really like the timbre of the banjo a lot.
Me too. It took a while to find a banjo that had the sound that I envisioned it should have, and this one, unfortunately, is just very heavy.
That's the thing about the banjo.
But it sounds.
They don't make them
so
lightweight.
good. Yeah.
Well, do you have another one you want to share?
Sure.
If
This
you
is
tell me
in,
the key, I can
It's
try
in
to
A major, and the chords are A major and B minor.
Okay. I think
That's
I
it.
can handle that.
You can play it like a watery Ursula. Like a watery Ursula. Old Pain's a good pony. He paces when he can. Goodbye, old Pain. I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old pain. I'm leaving Cheyenne, leaving Cheyenne, and off to Montana. Thread the needle to the left, thread it to the right. When we're on the prairie, we'll sleep out every Goodbye, old paint. I'm leaving Cheyenne, leaving Cheyenne, and off to Montana. And when I die, take my saddle from the wall, put it on my pony, lead him from his stall, turn my eyes to the line, turn our faces to the west, and we'll ride the prairie that we love the best. Goodbye, old paint. I'm leaving Cheyenne, leaving Cheyenne, and off to Montana. That was awesome. Yeah. I think we have our bass player now. Really cool. Sounded
But
great.
only 8-string, and that's the rule. Like, if anybody joins the band, it's got to be a weird instrument.
I love it. It sounded awesome.
I like how I'm making stipulations to your band for you on behalf of
It's
you.
fine. You can play with us anytime. That sounded great.
Well, I would love for you to play along on this one. My lovely roommate, who made me a wonderful dinner this evening, asked for this song, so I wanted to make sure that I got this in the set. Thank you all so much for joining us. For those of you who just got here and are wondering what the hell this is, my name is Bonnie Whitmore, and I play up here every Thursday. Every week I have a new guest, and tonight is Little Mazarn. Did I say it right again? Did I do Mazarn? Mazarn. I did. Okay.
Sure.
I always second guess myself. Mazarn. But yeah, no, I'm lots of little tethers are together and around us that I'm finally glad that we're all actually getting a
Heather's here.
chance to
Oh, look, it's
to hang
Heather.
out with each other, which is great. But this one is called "Used to Call Me Baby," and it's in C. And I would love a saw solo if you're up for it.
I don't have my seesaw.
Oh, stop.
Oh, granted. Oh. How does this go? Well, you used to call me baby. Said I was the one. And taste the lips that drove you crazy. And come and knocking on my door. Yeah, pretty things that keep me guessing. And always needing more and more. You used to call me baby. I ain't your baby anymore. I remember that first night first time I've ever had a saw solo. I like it. Approved.
I'm honored.
Oh, yay. Oh, hello, darling. So good to see you. Ah. Well, I'm so glad you guys came in, hung out with us this evening. Y'all make sure you take care of Dominic back there behind the bar. He's our Thursday night regular bartender now. I know he's not as cute. Well, he's still pretty cute. He's still pretty cute. He's not Stephanie, and that's a rough ride to replace. But he's doing a great job, and he's a sweetheart. And I mean, seriously, anybody that can pull off a mustache like that is like, mwah, in my book. That's my opinion. Okay. I mean, there's a band called The Waters has been playing the late slot on Thursday, and they're really fun. I've been enjoying catching with them weekly, so that's been a fun Dynamo evenings. You guys have anything exciting that is coming up other than a record release?
I'm going to ride my bike 30 miles tomorrow.
Why? Never mind. That's awesome. Would never do that.
My friends wanted to go, and I'm going with them.
Okay.
And
if someone said, I'm going to go ride 30 miles on a bike, I'd be like...
Gravel. We're riding on gravel.
No.
Yeah.
You are so much
Me
more
and
braver
Robert
than I am.
Steele are going.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Tell Robert hi.
It might be punishing, really.
Yeah.
Robert
that definitely
is-
sounds like it's punishing.
Robert's fast on the bike. He's fast. I eat his dust.
I honestly, it's like, unless it's a stationary bike, I'm really not good with the bike. Like, like I don't have a very good balance in any case. So I've had some bad experiences. So I feel like my relationship with bikes are not in the cards for me.
I
feel
believe
like.
in you.
You do? Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody does. I think I prefer either four legs or 4 wheels in order to like. Although that's kind of a lie because the airplane only has 3 typically. So
You can drive an
I can
airplane.
3. Yeah, that's true. I can fly a plane, but I'm not. Anybody that says like it's like riding a bike, I'm like no. Now, if someone said it's like flying a Piper Cub, I'm like yes, that makes sense to me.
Hey, have you read West with the Night? The book West with the Night?
No.
I think you would love it. West with the Night.
Okay, West with the Night.
It's
What is
about
that
this. It's kind of this autobiography of this woman, Beryl Markham, and she was a pilot in like the 1930s in Africa, and
cool.
she grew up there riding horses and being kind of a wild kid, and then became a pilot, and it's kind of just about her like being a workaday, like trying to be a working pilot and a woman in the
30s.
30s in
Yeah.
Africa. And it's
That's a
so
lot of things, uphill battle right there.
good. It's like a riveting read. Like I read it all in one day.
I always found it very interesting, actually, if I may digress for a moment, that like female pilotry really was pioneered at the very beginning because like
Yes.
it was, and also
I learned that from this book.
yeah, there wasn't a lot of patriarchy in that aspect of it. Like anybody who had the means and ways of being able to do it. But as far as popularity goes, which I think is really funny, is like nobody actually remembers the first woman to fly.
Well, Beryl Markham was actually the first person to fly across the Atlantic.
Okay.
The woman that wrote this book.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, but she
But everybody thinks Amelia Earhart, and that's not true either.
she-
So
no. Well, people say it was Charles Lindbergh, but it wasn't.
right.
But I mean, lots of people were doing it at
Yes.
the time.
But it was kind of like if you had the ability, there was actually a kind of this amazing furthering of femininity and with the what do they call it, the suffragettes and all that kind of stuff. Really kind of helped to move along some really cool things. Hey, I'm going to make a little disclaimer really quickly, if I may. For any of you who think you're having an intimate conversation right now, let me just tell you, you're not. Everybody is part of your conversation because everything travels in here a lot. So not to say not to have a conversation, but we will be. We want to be able to keep you guys entertained as much as possible as well. So just bear that in mind if you don't mind. Why don't you guys actually play another song?
Okay. Lonesome dove flying in the moonlight. How does it feel to be the only one? To hear that voice between here and the radio. Thunder rolls across the plains. If I was free, I'd offer to go with you. If I could sing, I'd help you sing the songs. But we both know you're butterflying solo. So you go on, on and on and on and on. When you come home on some misty morning, don't tell me the road broke your heart. I still hear your voice singing in the choir. You can always come home to Lonesome Dove. You can always Thank you. You hear what you
Like
mean
I
about
just-
that intimate conversation?
Well, no, it's true. It's like I feel bad about that, but like this room just carries in a way that is just hilarious to me. So it just
Oh no, I just heard the details of someone's life. I was like, ah.
that's the thing is like you really think you're just having, you know, like I'm just having a conversation with my friend in the background. Like, no, we're totally hearing all of your conversation right now. No one is having an intimate conversation in this room ever. Try to warn you on that front, but
That was cool that that song ties into your 8-string bass.
I should have pulled it out, but I was feeling like I just need to listen to it. You guys have such a beautiful sound that it's like I feel like I can't do my pretty
Bass
songs.
sounded really cool. I mean,
I'll put it on the next one. I
I'd
promise.
say whip it out.
Good night, y'all. Thanks for coming in.
Bye.
All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do another Whitmore sister song. I'm craving this one.
Yes.
So since we were talking about flying, I wanted to write a song about what it means to fly.
Oh my god.
And yeah, if you want to play along, it's totally legit and cool.
Hey, Dominic, could I get another Cazadores, please?
Ooh.
Thank you. Yes, please.
If you wanna ride roller coasters, you must grow so tall to ride. Anticipation, adrenaline racing, knuckle up, you wanted to fly. For the sound of the engine, full throttle, revving, no time to look behind. Palms may be sweaty, center it steady, pull back, it's time to climb. When you learn to you get knocked around, then you're coming back down. Recovery always takes time, but I'm telling you, I know it will bruise when you bounce up too high. When you learn to fly, learn to It takes calculation, line up information. A certain swagger comes to mind. Now for the wager, but you love the danger. Buckle up, it's time to fly. When you learn to fly,
perfect. And my sister does like a call and response for that one too. So that was perfect that you did that. I was like, that's like the song. How did you know? That was perfect. Thank you. We got a couple more songs for you guys, and then the Waters are going to be taking over this evening, playing the late night slot. So really appreciate you guys coming out, letting you know that next week it's going to be a little bit different. I have to be out of town, but I've got my really good buddy Scott Davis and John Calvin Abney sitting in for me, so that's going to be really fun. So please come back out and support them. They'd really love that. And yeah, let's play a couple more songs and then clear this stage so they can get themselves set up. But we really do appreciate you guys coming out. Like it's been like a new re-entry, and those are hard. And I'm glad you guys feel safe and willing to come out here and participate. And you know, it's such a blessing to be able to play music for you in person again. And for those of you who like to listen to it, it means the world to us. What you got?
This is just a short song that I wrote for the new year. This year.
The 21.
Yeah. Goodbye to the year I became a crone. So long to the year I'll learn to be alone. Goodbye to the hopes and fears of the past. At last, may there be an end to suffering and an abolition of the illusion of beginning. Again.
I wasn't quite there yet.
I don't know how it goes.
I was like gonna try to play along, and I was like, oh, wait, this was a short one. I think by the time I would have figured it out, it would have been over, and that's about what happened. New Year. I'm happy to have 2020 in the rear view. Okay. Well, will you guys help me out with a Centromatic song? Okay. I figure this is a good way to get us all to play along and kind of wrap up the evening. That works for everybody. So I put out a record in 2020 called Last Will and Testament, which seems fitting considering the year that we had. It was a way of kind of getting a conversation started about difficult subject matters, but I kind of like wanted a representation of a cover that really harkened to my adolescence, and it seemed like since Centromatic, although they have now been reunited for a show. Did you hear about this? They're gonna play the Jason Isbell's festival, and so they're reuniting for that one. I was like, right, well, hopefully, maybe if the stars align, I could actually go to that. But But when they decided to do it no more and hang out the hat, I was devastated in that regard, and felt I wanted to cover this song, and I felt it fit with the record really well. So this one's called Flashes and Cables, and it's a song by Centromatic from Denton, Texas. I'm really excited that I get to hang out with Scott Dambaum on Tuesday, because I'll be up at Dan Silverleaf. So if you guys have any friends up there in Denton, Texas, tell them to come out and see me and the Mastersons on Tuesday next week. And I had the honor of Will Johnson actually singing on this song too, which was really awesome. If we had the time, if we had the merry men, if we had the words, scratch them in new cement, but those days are gone. I've got only pictures now, a rotary wheel, some leftover shotgun shells, but nobody told us the bastards were here, the rogues and the scoundrels are shedding their tears. Nobody told us the cameras were here, flashes and cables. Will someone please save us by request? Please turn in your uniforms, medallions and pins for the Aries and Capricorns. File your complaints with a rookie officer. He'll lend you his smile and lend you his deafest ear. y'all so much. We will see you next week. Actually, I won't see you next week, but please come next week and hang out. And I'll be back on the 1st of July. Y'all, give it up again for Little Mazarn. That's Lindsay and Jeff over here. I'm so glad you guys came out and hung out with me.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Yeah, and the Waters are up next, y'all.